An inmate at Southern Correctional Institution. This call will be monitored and recorded for customer assistance, collection, or complaint. Thank you for using Global Tel Link.
This better not be James.
What up, what up, what up?
Oh. Hey.
What it do?
How are you? This is Patricia.
And April.
All right, how y'all?
We're good.
Yeah, hope y'all doing all right.
We're doing good. What can we call you?
Y'all can call me Twin.
Twin. Okay,
Everybody
Twin.
calls me Twin.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Twin.
All right.
All right, Twin. So what is it that we are talk about?
The gist of it was the dehumanization of inmates. So if you could expand on some stories or incidences, experiences that you've had or witnessed that would portray the dehumanization of inmates.
I have one more serious question before we jump into it. Has anyone ever told you that you sound like Pitbull?
No. No.
Let's begin.
No.
This call is from a North Carolina correctional facility.
Really, I kind of can touch base on a lot of things, but some of the stuff I didn't touch bases on in the letter. Really, as far as my standpoint, and I would say those that are in my situation, as far as the SRG is the way they do us and pretty much single us out. You know what I mean? And they're just as of right now, they have added video visits to the tablets. Well, of course, we've been talking about these video visits for months and months. Just to start it off, we get on there and everybody's all happy. And of course, at the end of their little I guess it's the facility information that they post on our tablets and stuff for us to know what's going on throughout the week. It says SRG inmates are not allowed to have video visits. We're not allowed to go to any type of religious service. There is so much that we're not allowed to do just off of that tag and that labeling. You know what I mean? And
so you are
really
an SRG?
Could you explain to our viewers what an SRG is?
Yeah, it's a security risk group individual, or pretty much we're labeled as what the law book would call us as a terrorist, ISIS or something like that type of grouping or whatever. But it's really there's those of us.
Do you mean gang members?
Huh?
Do you mean a gang?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just say that then.
Yeah.
Not the terrorists, just the gang.
Coming to prison is our punishment. Paying our dues to society or paying our quote-unquote debt to society for doing whatever they say or claim that we did. You know what I mean? Our punishment is coming to prison. You know what I mean? And once we get in here, it's now the games begin. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because we can't help. For one, you got to look at it in a sense as of that we're already damaged. Of course, if we can do the things that we either done or have been accused of doing to be brought here, you know what I mean? That says something in itself. So we come here and we're coming in here to do our time, and then the officers want to bring their baggage in, or if they have a bad day, they take it out on us. Like I said in my letter, there was a guy that I don't know if you've heard about the K2 or the spice that they smoke. It's like a synthetic marijuana or whatever. But these guys in here, they smoke it. And sometimes they go above and beyond, and it takes them out of their mind at the moment. And these officers come in and they use that as a time to be overly aggressive and use unnecessary force. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, they tased the guy in his face. You know what I mean? And he didn't even know where he was. He didn't know what was going on. He just smoked some of that shit.
Hold on, you cannot just get past it. Go back. So what happened with the tasing of the face?
All right. So Barry, and I will put his name out there because I really don't care. But Barry Mwamba, the unit manager that's here, the young inmate, he came out on the mezzanine, and he was, like I said, he wasn't in his right mind because he had inhaled some of that K2 or the spice, or whatever they call it, and he was pretty much like on some out of body experience type shit at that moment, and so the unit manager rushes in the block, and it scares the dude. Now, mind you, he's not even like really mentally like knowing what's going on at the moment. He's just real intimidated because he sees these guys that are dressed alike. You know what I'm saying? He's looking at him like, holy shit, who are, you know what I mean? Who are these people? Right. They chase him to his room, and when the dude comes out of his room and he shows any type of aggression.
This call is from a North Carolina correctional facility.
The unit manager pulled his taser and shot him right in his face. And when I say, like, not only did they shoot him in his face, when he hit the ground, mind you, them tasers, once they hit you, they stay active for however many seconds it runs until it drops the suspect or whatever, however you want to word it. But it knocks you down, and at the time, you can't, like, it will make you release your bowels. That's how intense it is. Mm-hmm. You can shit, piss all on yourself and not know what's going on or be able to stop it. So in the process of them tasing this man in his face, he hit the ground face first, busted his face wide ass open. There's blood pouring all out of his face, and they're surrounding him on the top mezzanine so the cameras cannot see him. They're kicking and punching him, telling him to stop resisting and submit. The man could not submit because his legs and arms were so tight because it had so much electricity going through his body. The man can't bend his damn arms, you know what I mean? And they're trying to cuff him. His face is, I'm talking about leaking blood. And I mean, that's just a small percentage of the things that we have to endure and go through, not just the physical, but the mental abuse and like just that's why we're already down.
When that happens, they have to get him up, and the cameras are then going to see. Like, what happens? Does he go to medical? Do they admit that they went too far? What happens as far as what happens to him?
It's almost like this. It's like this. If I come and I just started working with you at your job, and this is, or like, let's say this is a family-owned business, and someone does something to someone in the family, even though it's a distant relative that you don't fuck with, you know what I'm saying, you could really care less about, but it's the family. So you stick up and take up for that family, and that's how they do that shit here. Oh, they have each other's back. So they will lie to make sure the next one is okay, and so they can continue to do their bullshit. You know what I mean? And it like their policy and procedures that they are supposed to follow, they do not at all, by no means. But they're on our ass to follow the one that we're supposed to follow. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. And what about grievances? Are you guys with something like that? Could you file a grievance?
The grievance process, really, I mean, you got those of us in here that can confidently put our grievances and the things that we're either concerned about or trying to figure out what's going on or really complain about. We can put it on the paper, but a lot of people, they got this secret fucking thing like prison has grasp, you know what I mean? Like, oh, that's snitching, but it's really, I think it's a contradiction, really. But I mean, you put the paperwork on these guys, and the policy and procedure of how that paperwork is supposed to go, it never goes the way it does. So you have other officers, especially the one that the grievance is written on, they get to see that. Or another officer sees it and lets that officer know, hey, boy, they just wrote that grievance on you. You know, they trying to get you on off the yard or get you off the unit, or, you know what I mean? And they stick together. And they will come at us and retaliate on us. search our room, tear our shit up, write us up for any and every little thing. I mean, it's a constant like game of cat and mouse in here. You know what I mean? And like, not saying that prison's supposed to be okay or good or anything like that, but this shit doesn't help you reform. If you want to get technical about it, the police and these correctional officers are the biggest gang in the world, and they get to do what the fuck they want. You know what I mean? They get to do whatever they want as they see fit, and they get to make up the rules as they go. But let us step out of that fucking straight and narrow one time, we're already looked at like we're the scum of the earth anyways. Oh, because you committed a crime, you're a liar.
You have 60 seconds remaining.
You're no good. You know what I'm saying? And we fall under all of this, and we ain't said a word. You know what I mean? We just want to try to do our time and come home and try to better ourselves. But how when we're steady, when we can't even get any type of fresh air or any type of head above the water? We're treading in mud.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Yeah. I'm back with the inmate team.
Yeah.
With AMP. Get
That's
on
what we're
these
talking
correctional
about.
facilities ass. Yeah, they don't understand how much hope it takes all the way around the board, not to just for one little failure in here or one little thing that can make you stay a day longer and keep you from your family, because like they're not looking at the sense of that one day can be the one day that keeps us from seeing our son or our daughter one more time,
Right.
or seeing our grandmother one more time and give them a kiss goodbye and tell them we love them. You know what I mean? But these people don't care. They look at us like, oh, you did your crime or whatever.
This call is from a North Carolina correctional facility.
We're in here and we're steady trying to improve ourselves, and they find every avenue to pull the rug out from under us. You know what I mean? And like they are against our schooling. They don't want us to go to school. Like they don't want us to have an education.
Can
They
SRG
don't
go
want
to?
us to.
Can you go to school if you want?
Huh?
SRG, are they allowed to go to school?
Yeah, absolutely. But and there's always a but with us. But it depends on what schooling it is. Like certain associate's degrees and things like that, we wouldn't be allowed to go. You know what I mean? And since I'm a violent offender, so it's limited to things that like we're allowed to do. You know what I mean? And like I'm not allowed to see my family. I haven't had a visit in years. If I have a visit, which it has to be with immediate family, like I have to see them behind the glass shackled up. You know what I'm saying? I can't hug them or kiss them. I haven't had a visit and seen just a little bit of family that I do have in so long, and most of them are dead. You know what I mean? And so like
you never get to hug them? Like you're always shackled for every visit?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Why aren't you allowed to have
behind
a
the glass?
visit?
I mean, so a part of the SRG level 3 inmate policy is that since we are so-called put as a security risk group or security threat, it used to be SPG, security threat group individual. They put all these stipulations on us. You know what I mean? They got a gang program for us to go to, but it's so packed you don't hardly get there. Like I've been gone for years and I've still not made it there. You know what I mean? It's just it's so much harder on us. You know what I mean? But it's like it. You know how it used to be? It used to be kind of like a race thing years ago. Oh, it's the penitentiary's packed and it's filled with black men. But that's not how it is in 2025. It is so diverse in here. You can't say that one has it tougher than the other. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't. You got the ones that have it tough on them, make it tough on them. You know what I'm saying? Or the ones that are outspoken, like me and Pig, they will make it like a mission to try to demoralize us and knock us down and keep us from like being who we are. You know what I'm saying? Like I've had officers tell me like I've never met someone as happy as you are. Like you're the happiest person locked up I've ever met. And that kind of made me feel good because that's mine. You know what I mean? And they can't take that. But goddamn it, if they don't try every single day with like taking our letters away from us. You know how sentimental a letter is for us? Now I know it is for you guys, but for us, you know what I mean? Like we can't smell the letter no more. We can't see the lipstick kissed on the paper no more. We can't have the glitter sprinkled, you know what I mean? We can't actually hold the letter and put it in our pocket or keep a special little part of the letter in our wallet and walk around and show it. You know, we can't have pictures of none of that no more. And that's not that. If that's not inhumane, what the fuck is it? You know what I mean?
How do you get
How
your
can you want
letters?
someone to do better? Huh?
How do you get them?
Well, they give them to us via text behind or getting out, and it's the getting out thing. You have to have money on that app or whatever to get on there. So if you have no one, you're not. I mean, you get mail through text behind, but on the getting out shit, you're not getting nothing on there unless you have money to buy the bundle to get on there. But I mean, the shit's so spread out, it comes digitally on your tablet. So I mean, it takes
This call is from a North Carolina correctional facility.
the actual meaning behind you reaching out to someone.
Right.
It takes away the actual like the feeling behind it. You know what I mean? Like how I can sit here and my mother's dead and gone, so is my grandmother. But I could go in my property and go get a letter if I wanted to, if that's how it was. But that's not how it is no more. So now I can't even go back and read a letter from neither one of them because we were made to send them home, or you got too much paper property and you either need to send it home or destroy it, or you got over 25 pictures, you need to throw them away or destroy them or send them home. Well, if I don't have a home, who the fuck am I going to send them to?
Right.
You know what I mean? And why are y'all wanting me to take and destroy my shit? Just like when they lock us up and take us to the hole. They don't do their fucking job and pack our shit up. They sling our shit around, step on it, break it, fucking pile it all into one pile, ball it up, break our new shit, throw away our shit. Like, they do spiteful shit just because they might be having a bad day. You know what I mean? And then we're looked at as bad people and not humans when we put our hands on these people. But yet they're justified in fucking us up any way, any way they choose and see fit. They can do whatever the fuck they want to us. You know what I mean? But yet it's us that allows them to go home. Yeah, we fucked up. We're gonna own. A lot of us will own our shit, but don't keep us down. You know what I mean? Like, let us grow. Don't pour salt on us. Don't try to drown us. Like they'll never know the person that we can or really are if they never give us a chance, and they snuff us out every time we get lit and we're on fire. They snuff us out. You know what I mean? So it's almost like a damn if you do, damn if you don't type deal. You know what I mean? And it's really fucking unfair because the ones that really deserve to be in this motherfucker, they're out there walking the streets. You know what I mean? And the ones that really deserve to be out there and be given a second chance are stuck in this motherfucker because you can't get justice out of a system that is formed and founded behind injustice. Make that make sense?
Right.
Right.
So, Twin, just so that I have a better understanding of it, when you are labeled as SRG, what restrictions do you have? So I'm guessing, did you say that you couldn't do video chat?
Oh, I can't be involved in my religious service, in whichever religious I choose to identify with. I can't have any contact visits. It doesn't matter, mother, daughter, son. It don't matter. It's only, and I think the visits are even limited to how many we can have a month. And then we're not allowed but 2 phone calls a week, and that just came because of the pandemic. You know what I mean? Us having 2 phone calls a week. It's usually not nothing but 2 phone calls a month.
So I guess what I'm trying to ask is,
My,
with those type of restrictions, you're already in prison dealing with the weight of that and all the things that come along with that. But how, like, it just seems like they're causing more friction. Like, what incentive do you guys have to not act out and to not cause problems and get in trouble or beat up the guards? What incentive do you have? Because the other inmates get to do the things that would be considered privilege in prison. You guys get very limited, so why wouldn't it be? It just doesn't seem right. I guess for me on the outside looking in, and I've never been to prison, but it just wouldn't give me any incentive to do good. It would make me want to act out.
absolutely. And see, that's what I think, like, all right, so if you want to look at it in this sense, it's pretty much, this is a form of, all right, you can say this is modern day slavery, you know what I mean? But to keep the door revolving, they have to, you know what I'm saying? They have to do something to help keep that door revolving. It's not just, they can't just depend solely on us.
Do you feel like prison provides you with any kind of rehabilitation that you need to prepare you to leave prison and not to reoffend again?
Only if you reach out. Only if you reach out for it. Like, it's not going to come to you just sitting in your room and you're not trying. You know what I mean? But like I said, there's so many stipulations on those schoolings and those incentives, and like, you have to be 90 days infraction free. You have to have your GED. You've had to been in prison such and such. You have to have this amount of time remaining. You have to have this class. You've had to have this, or, you know what I mean? It's so many different stipulations, and one wrong move, and if they've ever had a target or a bullseye on you like they have me, then there is no, oh, you better act right, you better straighten up, or it's off with his head. As soon as he fucks up, go ahead and kill him right then. You know what I mean? And that's how it's always been for me. Plus, I'm a white boy with dreads, so I stick out, and there is no not noticing me. You know what I mean?
Did you ever think about shaving the dreads off?
I have a few times. That's why they're as short as they are now. Is because I had to cut my last set off.
I did not realize that you were white. I'm sorry. I just have to throw that out there. I did not know that you were white. Okay, let's keep that moving. So, really quick, Twin, can you tell me?
I've got that my whole life.
I'm serious. I was like shocked when you said that. Like, oh, well, I wouldn't have said that one.
This call is from a North Carolina correctional facility.
So, can you tell us, Twin, how, I know it's not all at once, but like as a combined, how long have you been in prison?
In between 15 and 20 years. And I'm about to turn 35.
And in between that 15 and 20 years, do you think that tasing was the worst thing that you've seen from the guard to the inmate?
Oh, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
I need another example.
I mean,
we need to know the worst.
I gotta know.
You're supposed to be bringing the tea.
I need to know.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't want to get, I didn't know if I could get that. I mean, all right, so so I started my very first prison bid. I started off at Foothills, which is the only gang camp in North Carolina at the time. Like, I think they got another one. It's like RDU program or something like that. But I've seen them. The first mistake is we try to fight them. You know what I mean? Because there is absolutely no winner. You might get one, but they're going to beat your ass before it's all said and done. But I mean, I've seen them cuff them. I've seen them hit them with locks. I've seen them hit them with the nightstick out in their nose, and I'm talking about like empty the whole can on them. I've seen them drag him into the cell, beat them, break. All right, this is why they're in handcuffs now. They beat them so bad, leave them in handcuffs, shut their door, no mat, no blanket, no hygiene, no nothing, in handcuffs, in blood, laying on the floor, shut the door, do not give them no access to no mail, don't give them nothing but their 3 trays a day. And if their family calls up there and asks about them, they'll lie and say, "Oh, he's in the infirmary," or he's outside medical, or he's in the hole. You can't talk to him. And they'll just, like I said, they stick up for their own. You know what I mean? It's like I said, I'm SRG, so the gang task officers, they're a little bit more, or a lot of more aggressive than the regular guards that are here. You know
Oh,
what
so
I mean?
y'all have special officers just assigned to deal with SRG labeled inmates.
Oh, absolutely.
Have you ever been beaten by a
Because,
girl?
absolutely.
Have you ever beat
Absolutely.
a guard? Or do you plead the fifth?
I've been an accomplice, you can say.
Okay.
Like solely, absolutely not. God, I wanted a chance to half-ass get away, even though I knew.
Yes, I feel you on that one, because you know they're gonna get you back.
Because, like I said, there is no winner. Like an old head told me a long time ago. They work 12-hour shifts. We're in here 24/7. They got 12 hours to nail us and catch us, and we got 24 hours to fucking figure out ways to beat them. So,
Right.
I mean, like I said, it's a cat and mouse game in here, and really that's what, like, how can you expect to send a 20-year-old, and really, and I can say this even though I'm 35 and I'm still young, but like I have an old soul, and there's been things that I've experienced and went through in my little 35 years that I know. I'm talking about the badass of the badass cannot have made it through. You know what I mean? And I've been in some trenches that really I mean, not trying to sauce it up, but I'm really not even supposed to be here. So it's like the how can we don't take being told what to do kindly anyways, or with just ease. So you train a 20-year-old boy, might as well say a 20-year-old boy, to come in here and give when I say a grown man, there's a difference between a grown man in prison and a grown man in the free world. You know what I mean? And I mean a grown man that has had things in the free world and then has made a mistake and came to prison. You know what I mean? Like, you got a 21-year-old boy or girl trying to give orders, and then not just give orders and like give you what you should do, but try to like, oh, you do it or else, or you do it or you know what the fuck happened. All I got to do is hit this walkie-talkie and your ass will be in the hole, $10, and then you're on a hygiene click. You know what I mean? Like, it's always, oh, you're going to do what the fuck I tell you to, or you know what's going to happen. So, I mean, there's only so much bottling that we...
You have 60 seconds remaining.
It's just, like, it's just hard for us. This shit in here won't change without the support system and the support from you guys out there. You know what I mean? Like, because we're, like I said, we're in society's eyes, and almost every correctional officer that comes in here and applies and gets this job, we're looked at as liars. We're looked at as liars and just like the bottom of the barrel, so to speak. And our cries aren't heard, our letters aren't read. You know what I mean? And we're reaching out, but it's like it's always something else to fill that void or keep your eyes off of what's really going on. You know what I mean? And like, you got your pandemic and the drugs and shit that you just because we're in prison, it's like a mini world in here. You know what I mean? And like like I said, don't get me wrong. I'm not sitting here saying that we're all innocent or we don't deserve to be punished for what we've done, or you know what I mean, pay our dues for what we done, because as a man as I am, I mean I own my shit, as a lot of the guys that I try to associate myself with do. But it's just and let me say this, I appreciate you guys doing this and creating this podcast, this website, and doing all of this for us, you know what I mean? Because like I said, all of this stuff wouldn't be heard if it wasn't for y'all, you know what I mean? And
Thank you.
the ones that actually give a damn, like even taking the first step, like y'all have went above and beyond. You got your ones that deserve this shit. And I mean every bit of torment, mental, physical abuse possibly known to man. Some of these guys deserve every bit of that. But I mean, how can you expect someone to change or want them to change when there's no light at the end of the tunnel for us? Like it's just a dark cloud. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You guys are like, they're trying to snuff out the only light that we have left with the letters. You have someone that's a loved one and that's incarcerated. You're doing time with them if you're a part of that person's life.
Yeah.
And they take more than just that person's life from them. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, it shows on national television, on the news, that if you have the money and the know-who, then there is like, you can pretty much get out of anything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
As long as you have the money and the know-who. But like I said, it doesn't make a fuck about all of the accomplishments that I have had and accomplished in my lifetime. People don't see that. I could be the best man you've ever known in your whole life, but no one's going to know me for that. They're only going to recognize me for the one fucking time I slip up and fuck up.
Right.
And that's been an ongoing thing with a lot of us for as long as I can remember. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I don't like the song Jay-Z made. Instead of kisses, we get kicked. Instead of tricking, we get tricked.
Right.
It's a hard knock life for us. You know what I mean? It grasps just more than the person that they lock up in here, and it needs to be better. It needs to be better if people want society to change and people to do better. We got to do better as a whole. You know what I mean?
Yes, definitely.
We got to do better as a whole. I love it. I love it.
Well, Twin, you have spilled the tea. I felt like you poured your heart out in this
Yes,
episode.
and we appreciate it.
Yes.